Cool. Thanks for being here. My name's Alan Cox. Say hi to Bill Squire. He's right over there.
Hey, group of hugs.
Mary Santora's back.
What up?
Poundcake's back in Studio G.
Afternoon, white people.
Still waiting on that student loan call?
Yes.
So walk me through this. You called this morning?
Yeah, it's really kind of aggravating. I really don't want to walk through it, but yes, it's that.
But there are probably a lot of people in the same boat as you.
Yes, and I woke up right when the office opened, and that was when I called, and it was just like, it said your wait time is it said 360 minutes. I said, how long is 360 minutes? I calculate that, I put it into Google, 6 hours. So it could be any moment now. So if I disappear, that's where I am.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to do? Get more student loans?
Yes.
He's applying for more.
Could you add some on? You had to use the calculator in Google to find out how many hours 360 minutes was?
Yes.
You know how many minutes are in it? 1 hour.
That's hard, man.
I mean, you know how many are in 1 hour, yeah?
Yes, 60.
Yeah.
I can't multiplication.
You can't multiplication. Well, mathing can be hard. I understand. If you'd like to join us today, please do. 216-578-1007, 800-348-1007, 35192. Want to send me a text, AlanCoxShow.com.
I got to go. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, 6 hours later.
6 hours. Well,
They are.
he texted me earlier. He goes, hey, I might have to step out because I've been waiting. I'm like, that's totally cool. I get it.
Should I call him right now?
Yes. FaceTime him so it shuts everything down.
Is that how that works? No, you could just hang up on the incoming call, right?
But at the bottom of an iPhone, it shows like 3 different options that are all very confusing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if you hit the end button, it ends everything.
Right. They keep
There's like
adding
an
to it.
end
They're
and
like,
hold
and
or-
send to
yeah.
voicemail.
Yeah.
So if you do it too quickly, you'll hit the wrong option.
And then you're completely disconnected.
Gotcha.
Don't do that.
I'm not going to.
Don't do that.
He's waited this long.
Just those intrusive thoughts, you know?
I met a lady at the Parma Tavern yesterday. Lovely one. I did Cox Out pregame at the Parma Tavern yesterday, and fun was had by all. And there was a woman at the bar who asked if she could buy me a drink. And I said, well, I have my own tab, but I said, I'll get you a little bit later on. And she was nice, a woman named Teresa. There with her niece, and then later on, she asked me again. I said, sure, you can buy me a drink, thank you. And so I stand there, and I'm chatting with her, and she's a big fan of the show. And she wanted me to tell you that, Bill Squire, your laugh is adorable.
Oh.
This is what she wanted me to tell you.
Oh, thank you,
That
Teresa.
she thought your laugh. Now, I struggled to conjure your laugh in my mind as she's telling me this.
It goes like this.
That's exactly what she was talking about.
Yeah,
that is adorable.
That's my regular everyday laugh.
Conjures up images of babies and tiny lambs jumping around and all the things that you would associate with adorability, if that's a word. Is that a word, adorability?
Adorableness.
Adorableness? Take your pick. But I promised that I would forward that message, and so I have.
Well, I appreciate that,
You can
Teresa.
sleep the sleep of angels tonight knowing that Teresa out there in Parma thinks that your laugh is adorable. Now, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to laugh on this program today as much as you possibly can.
Well, here we go.
So that Teresa can enjoy the show in its entirety as she has any other day. I also met a series of Mikes. Not that, we have Mike from Parma, who is the predominant Mike from Parma here on the show, but because I was
Alpha Mike.
Yeah, Alpha Mike, because I was going to be in Parma. Some Mikes took it upon themselves to have an unofficial meeting, and so I met a handful of Mikes. I thought maybe Mike from Parma would come out. He did not, but I know he's a busy guy too. So to the Mikes and the non-Mikes. I mean, there was mostly non-Mikes, I will say that. The people at the Parma Tavern yesterday, mostly non-Mikes. And there had to have been a couple who had no clue who I was, and so it wouldn't have occurred to them to walk up and introduce themselves as Mike. But still a good time. Mary was in Missouri.
What?
She was in the Show Me State,
Yeah.
doing shows in St. Louis, and then for whatever reason, you took a long trip outside St. Louis.
No, so I was in Springfield on Thursday. Springfield, Missouri.
That makes more sense. The place you're talking about, I'm like, you're halfway to Springfield from.
I had a show in Springfield, Missouri on Thursday night.
The former meth capital of the United States.
Amen, brother.
Yeah.
Still looked like it.
Yeah.
And then I was
Meth ain't that bad.
And then I was in St. Louis Friday and Saturday. So on the drive from Springfield.
That makes perfect sense. Okay.
On the drive from Springfield to St. Louis, about halfway, there's a tourist attraction called Uranus, Missouri.
Yeah.
And it is heavy on the butt puns. It is this guy.
Who would have thunk?
Well, this guy, it's not a real city,
Right.
by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a tourist attraction, but this guy calls himself the mayor of Uranus, Missouri. And
He's the guy running the thing.
he created a fudge factory, the Uranus Fudge Factory, the Fudge Packers Union. I mean, this thing, there were so many.
Fudge Packers Union? Because that's
They
different.
had-
That's different than a poop pun.
They had so
He's taking it to
many
It's
puns.
still a Uranus pun.
They had T-shirts, they had hats, they had mugs, they had stickers, they had everything that
Where's our
wasn't
stuff?
just about. I wasn't going to spend $45 on a T-shirt that said Uranus on it for you. I apologize.
Why not?
Such a jerk.
Why not an equal number of planetary puns?
Well, because there's
Why
only
is
one
it
planet.
all? Huh?
Well, because that's not as fun for middle-aged white men in Missouri, I
Oh,
assume. It was
okay.
all dads. It was all dads in Crocs and
Sure.
jean shorts. But like the one said, Uranus Locksmith, we keep Uranus safe and secure.
Mm-hmm.
They had a putt-putt course called the Putt Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Sink your balls into our putt holes.
A lot of guys who probably have
Oh, it gets worse.
There's probably a lot of dudes that would, under normal circumstances, have a ton of problems with people who might engage in that kind of activity.
That's the whole point.
But at Uranus, they love it. They're buying T-shirts.
Yeah, the one was
The
a
joke is
band.
completely lost on them.
A band called the Uranus Pickers.
Yeah.
The banjo, right? And then the tour dates.
Oh, a banjo.
Ooh,
band.
do you think they would accept a new member?
They
Maybe
might.
Dick from Dayton?
The tour dates on the back of the
Like
shirt.
putt holes?
Dick and Uranus, Bill, I don't know if that's something that they would really cotton to there in
I feel
Missouri.
like they might like
It
that,
is the
to be
show me
honest.
state, but there they got the, okay. So the Uranus, Missouri banjo is the Uranus Pickers.
And then the tour dates on the back says we always finish in Uranus.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things like that. One Uranus firefighters.
And this one guy, when I was out in St. Louis, I had only heard of this place. I'd never gone out to it.
Oh, it's a
but
gym.
I'd heard of it. And
Well, the next T-shirt says Uranus firefighters. If your ass is hot, we'll come real quick. Because they want to put out the fire.
understood. Right.
So it's a lot of
Okay.
that. That's
Yeah.
only one part of it. That's like the Fudge Factory.
And it's mostly guys, you say?
Dude, it's
Ironically,
ridiculous.
mostly
it's
guys
exactly
walking
who you
around
think
there.
is going to be there. But then what?
A lot of
was-
guys who's they have too many holes in their Big Johnson T-shirt.
Yes, so they had to get their Uranus T-shirts.
Yeah.
But so that's one part of it. Is like their general store. It's got a lot of candy, a lot of kitschy stuff, and then there's another
cowtails.
part. A lot of cowtails. There's another part that I have more to say about. That was the sideshow museum, like the sideshow of a circus, and museum is a very loose term
Sure.
for what this was.
Usually is.
Do you want me to keep going? Or do
I'm
you
going
wanna
to take a break, but
Okay.
I want you to reset.
The Sideshow Museum in Uranus, Missouri.
Okay, the museum.
It's
They-
one of the craziest things that I've ever
They
seen.
had their federal accreditation for museum status.
I don't think
and,
so. But
Smithsonian Uranus Museum. Okay, I'm going to take a break. If you want to text for anything, please do 35192. I got another $1,000 for you. Still giving away that money from the Buzzard bookie. Next keyword for you to win is coming up at 2:30.
It's the Alan Cox Show. Every